Ogres are red. Tobias Funke is blue. I have a Pokemon battle just for you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed my little poem. I put a lot of effort and thought and attention into it, so it would be appreciated if you would leave a like on this video for my exceptional oratory, poetic, integral skills. I think that would be appreciated. But regardless, we have a game here against the Red Ogre, which was recorded for me by Leo 6-Foot Hack. So shout out to him. Thank you very much for that. Appreciated. I also just ordered my capture card, so that should be coming soon, so I shouldn't have to ask people anymore. But anyway, I'm going to lead off with this Delphox, which you guys have seen before. It's a weird sub-magician will-o-wisp set, and usually, you know, I would like to switch out on Rotom, but I just have this sneaking suspicion that this Rotom is going to try and trick Scarf something. And I do have a Blissey on my team, so going to Blissey and getting tricked a Scarf or a Specs would be pretty fucking terrible. So instead I'm going to stay in and kind of bank on that being the case, and I get off the burn, which is kind of nice with residual damage. Not only that, but because he gives me the Specs, this Psyshock is going to do so much damage, almost takes him out. But unfortunately, the inherent irony is because he's taken my Citrus Berry, he actually gets down to the amount of HP where it brings him back up and doesn't get killed by the burn. So that's pretty hilarious. He ends up then missing a Hydro Pump, which is pretty terrible, and he doesn't want to stay in because he's going to die for a Psyshock. So goes into Tangrowth, which I do a decent amount of damage on the switch in, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll stay in because, you know, I'm pretty sure this is going to be an Assault Vest Tangrowth, and he will want to knock off something, and if I stay in and he ends up predicting me to switch and knocking off the choice specs, that could bring me to a point where I have enough HP to where I'm still alive and able to sub, and I am, because that's absolutely fantastic, and now I'm pretty much free to kill the Rotom. So I'm behind a sub, Rotom's dead, Tangrowth is mortally wounded, however, not really because it has Regenerator, but that was this Delphox has done some nice early game plays, not gonna lie, it's put me in a good position. In comes Galvantula, and I completely space on the fact that sound moves go through sub. I was thinking Galvantula had Infiltrator, and then the chat was like, no, it's used Bug Buzz, and I was like, oh yeah, god damn it, I need to remember these things, and I just don't, which is a problem, because it's these new mechanics, and they need to be drilled into your head, but there you go, it happens, and I kind of just lose my Delphox, which sucks. But that's a cool thing that you can do these days. Anyway, Aegislash coming in, able to force out the Galvantula. He Volt switches into the Wheezing, probably expecting, you know, a Sacred Sword or a Shadow Sneak, something physical. I end up going for the Shadow Ball on the special side because that was more than likely to happen, and I would prefer to do a larger amount of damage. And then switch out to Klefki, actually expecting the Will-O-Wisp as opposed to the straight-up Fire Blast. You know, he's had some bad luck this game, especially missing 2 Fire Blasts and a Hydro Pump, but I'm just going to say, you know, Wheezing, definitely something that you should probably carry Flamethrower on, because it is defensive. You are going to be using a lot of PP most likely, because you're going to be staying in for a long time, so Fire Blast, although it's a nice actual power upgrade, there is no reason in the long run to be carrying it, and unfortunately it kind of doesn't pay off, because in that space of time, I'm able to get up both of my screens, allowing me to go into Azumarill, and the reason I go into Azumarill now is because I see him setting up Toxic Spikes, and I would much rather have Azumarill poisoned with one layer as opposed to anything else on my team, because Azumarill is really key. It's going to be switching in and out a lot because it's choice banded, and it has to basically, you know, revenge kill stuff with Aqua Jet, so I decided to stay in here, do some solid damage with Waterfall, mainly because I'm not really afraid of the Wheezing in any way. He has the super effective Sludge Bomb, but I just set up Light Screen, meaning it's going to do hardly anything to me, added to the fact that I'm already poisoned, so he can't burn me even if he did have Will-O-Wisp. So I'm in a decent position there. But now I'm thinking, okay, I want to save Azumarill at a decent amount of HP, so I'm going to go out into Blissey, take the Sludge Bomb, and then finish him off with an Ice Beam, but he makes a really nice play, either predicting that, or kind of just going out on a limb, thinking that he would just need a little bit of HP back instead of Sludge Bombing my Azumarill, although Sludge Bombing would have been a much better idea, so I'm guessing he made the nice prediction, and fucking hell, man, Blissey has so much HP that Wheezing literally gets back to full from the brink of death, which is horrible for me, it really is. However, he doesn't make the best of plays going into this Breloom. I guess he was expecting me to be standard Blissey with S-Toss and that kind of thing, but I actually don't have one of those just yet. I'm using an Aromatherapy set, running Ice Beam and Flamethrower as my main moves to attack, and now I see that he is getting the Poison Heal, which means essentially he's going to be Focus Punch, and that basically means he can't stay in because he won't be able to set up a sub. I can break it with Ice Beam, and he won't be able to kill me with his other offensive move, which is probably Seed Bomb or Stone Edge. I can definitely live one of those, and he would eventually die, unless he wanted to sub-stall for poison, which could have been a potential thing that he could have done, but then I would have soft-boiled, switched out. You know how Blissey works. So I don't know how that worked. He thought, you know, might as well just not mess around, go into Darmanitan, which worked out perfectly because he takes the Ice Beam on the switch in, and is then able to finish me off with a Flare Blitz, which is perfectly okay. I'm okay with Blissey going down, because what it does allow me to do is get a free switch into my Clef Key. Reflect is still up for 1 turn, which means I know I can guaranteed live a Flare Blitz, and also give him a bunch of recoil damage, kind of that residual stuff going on, as well as crippling him completely by slowing him down. So now that that's gone, both my screens are down, I need to start setting them up again. I decide to go for Reflect first because his team is really physically based. A lot of the threats that he has are physical, so that is my main priority, is getting that up. Unfortunately, he makes a nice switch into Breloom, and that really scares out my Clef Key because I don't want to be taking a Spore, and I already have a Azumarill who is poisoned, so I can come in and dodge that and basically block him from doing so. Unfortunately, he ends up subbing on the switch, which doesn't work out preferably. I can break it with an Aqua Jet, but then I'm almost really dead because I'm at the mercy of his Seed Bomb. But he doesn't decide to go for it. Either he doesn't run it, or he, you know, the only move he can really hit me with is Focus Punch. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Maybe he's a Sub-Seeder, but in that case, going for Leech Seed would have been preferable. I'm not quite sure why, but I do manage to break the sub with an Aqua Jet, and because I did be very proactive in setting up my Reflect before, I'm actually going to live the Focus Punch thanks to Azumarill's handy resistance to fighting. Not only that, but I'm going to leave the poison with 1 HP Azumarill, kicking ass, taking names, the Regifizame of the Pokemon world, I tell you. And TheRedOgre's going to end up going into his red Pokemon as a sacrificial offering. His Darmanitan was basically useless, which makes sense to fodder it off there and let my Azumarill die to poison. You know, it was paralyzed. It would have been outsped by any of my other dudes and would have been just kind of useless. So a perfectly reasonable and well-made play. So now I'm going to go into my Aegislash as he sends out his Tangrowth. Now, the thing here I was really annoyed about is the fact that I was faster than Tangrowth. I was really expecting to be slower, so then I could get hit by the Earthquake, get the weakness policy boost, and take him out. But thankfully, because again, this Reflect that I've been setting up has been so helpful thus far. It's helped Azumarill live, and now it's helping Aegislash in its normal sword form stay in to live Earthquakes, which is fucking fantastic. I get the boost, and now I'm on sky high. I'm gonna be killing things left, right, and center. Shadow Ball one-shots the Galvantula. Goodbye. Get out of here. Don't want to see you anymore. In comes Goombario. That Breloom is gonna get hit by a Shadow Snake, and it's gonna go down also. And it's just cleanup time. It is cleanup time today. Now he's gonna go back into his Tangrowth, and I'm actually fearing that he's going to live my hit. He definitely should be able to, because Tangrowth is super bulky, especially because he's probably running Assault Vest. So I'm kind of, you know, up in the air as to whether I want a Shadow Ball or whether I want to go for the Sacred Sword or Shadow Snake. I don't know what I want to do. The reason I go for King Shield there as well is because maybe if he wanted to go for Knockoff, I could drop his attack, but that's not going to be the case. I ended up in the end going for Shadow Ball just because it's stab, and because Tangrowth's natural special defense is lower. I thought that maybe it would have been a better way to hit him. He's basically pretty fantastically mixed with Assault Vest though, so no real easy way out of that one, but he does manage to take down my Aegislash. However, he's in a horrible position because my Dragonite can come in, still has the multi-scale active, and is able to get a free Dragon Dance off as he goes into Wheezing. Not only that, but I also carry Lumberry on my Dragonite, meaning I'm not afraid of any status whatsoever. I can get up the second one, and barring anything like Haze, I should be good to go. And here's the hilarious thing. He goes for Pain Split, and it does 0 damage to me. In fact, he loses HP in the process, which is absolutely hilarious. I love that, and that was basically the end of the game. It signaled, really, because he couldn't do anything. He just was able to break my multi-scale there. The reason I went for Fire Punch first instead of going straight out for Outrage is because I wasn't sure as to whether that would one-hit KO him, and I wanted to get in a little bit of a dent first of all before I ended up killing him off. So Fire Punch was the dent, Outrage was the secondary, and in comes Tangrowth. It doesn't have anything else to switch to get more regenerated going, so it's going to have to stay here and hope for the best, but unfortunately, +2 Outrage from Dragonite is super duper powerful, and I'm going to take it out, get the confusion, and just eat the Lumberry just for a after battle snack. Dragonite was hungry, he'd done some work, he needed a bit of a snack afterwards, and that's what he had. So I always find that funny, that like the battle's over, but it still makes you use the item. It's a weird thing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun. Redogre and his defying the laws of color. Tell you what, man, Kyogre's blue, man. It's never red. I mean, sometimes it's pink, but I don't know. It's a bit suspicious. Anyway, that is going to be that. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, feel free to leave a like. That would be fantastic. I would appreciate it. It would be great. And I would rejoice muchly. And I'll see you guys next time, I guess. So until then, goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.